Welcome back, everyone. We are live here at GDC. I am your host for the next few hours, James Montemagno. I'm a program manager on the Xamarin team here, and I am joined by the illustrious Dimitri, who's a product manager.
Illustrious.
I think, is that a good word?
I don't know. It's the first time I've ever been called that in the interview. Congratulations.
Well, you are a product manager of Visual Studio Team Services, one of my favorite products here at Microsoft. And as a game developer in the past, I know, and even as an app developer today, there's a lot that goes into building an app and a game. There's the actual source code, there's working with the team, there's managing the product, there's getting it to my testers, there's testing it, there's integration testers, all of this comes in, and you're here to tell us how Visual Studio Team Services can solve all of that. Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, we've got the capabilities that cover pretty much every part of that development lifecycle, and that's why VSTS is kind of awesome for it. It works whether you're a single person or whether you're a team. We scale up to really huge numbers. I mean, we have Windows building in this thing, we have Minecraft, we have Halo, we have all these teams that are building on top of our own products. So we used to, like back in the day, have like Microsoft products for building internal stuff, and then we ship consumers, to developers other things. That's not how we do business anymore. So I'm going to show you exactly what we use ourselves.
All right. So someone brand new that's hearing about Visual Studio Team Services for the very first time, like what is it, and why would someone even want to think about trying it out?
Sure. So it's a cloud-hosted DevOps service. So all the DevOps capabilities that people associate with that term are basically built into the product.
Yeah. What is DevOps? Maybe. What does that mean?
So in case somebody doesn't kind of align to that thinking, so think about planning your product, right? So all the agile planning that you would do, anything from like your bugs and your tasks, all the way up to like if you're doing really fancy planning, the epics and the feature level kind of alignment of your work. So all of that division of labor into some kind of structure that you can assign to people so they can work on it. Or in many cases, as an indie developer, you're just yourself, but you still got to track the work you got to get done, the bugs somebody reported. I mean, it's actually really painful without that to be a single developer.
Yeah, you got to keep track of your tasks, got to know what's next, what bug comes up.
Yeah, for sure. I built apps back in the day, myself, stuff running in production. All of that was built only because I could manage all the work, so we have that capability. So we have that planning silo ready for you. Okay. Then source control. Every developer needs to store the source control, and Git is really powerful. It's really popular with the community. I know game developers, have certain things they use, like at a AAA level. There's certain systems out there, I forget their names, but for myself, for a lot of indie devs I see, they're building stuff using Git as their source control of choice, and we fully support Git.
Oh, cool.
We give you unlimited private repos.
So
no need to pay for them.
Unlimited private repos.
Unlimited private repos. We have only one restriction in our service when it comes to source control, which is the 5-user limit. If you create a team, you can get up to 5 people. After that, you've got to pay a couple of bucks per user. It's really not that much. But if you're a team of 1 or 5, you can create as many, like we don't charge for the Git repo thing, right? That's unlimited.
Yeah.
And then next to it, we have our build services. So we have cloud-hosted build, which goes from like everything from Windows to Mac and Linux. We don't think anybody else has that. The last time I checked, nobody else had all 3 in the cloud. So you don't have to stand up your own build servers, basically. You can take advantage of ours in many cases. And we have all of that right there next to the Git. So you can have your source, your planning, you can do your builds, and we even have test and package management.
Oh, cool.
And that stuff doesn't kind of just support the Microsoft ecosystem, right? We've got package management for NuGet packages, but we also support node packages. We're pretty open to all sorts of stuff. Our test platform doesn't care what programming language you're using or whatever. We can run manual tests, we can run load tests against your backend. Lots of really platform agnostic concepts in there. So when you look at it, you can pick one of these, you can use all of them. It's up to you. It's
what
really
about
cool.
the deployment part? I mean, I'm building it, and then can team services then deploy it? And by I mean deploy, I mean, can I deploy it into an app store, to developers? Can I deploy it to a server? Like, what can I do?
Yeah, so we've got a bunch of options there. And as always, this gets really complicated. Devil's kind of in the details, but I'll give you a couple of scenarios I know work as one. So if you have a backend and you want to deploy your backend of your game, you want to build it in the cloud, maybe you want a CI/CD pipeline if you're really fancy, maybe you're just doing CI to make sure that your code is coming together correctly, and then you want to manually release at some point, like that's up to you, but we support all of that end-to-end to Azure, of course, our cloud, but we have a marketplace. So we're not closed off to say, oh, this product's only for Microsoft technology. We support AWS. They published an extension so you can deploy your services there if that's your
cool.
thing.
Yeah.
And we have all these partners that are coming in over time, so we have pretty much open marketplace. It's cool that people are walking by. I love that. It's a real event.
That's my favorite. It is live.
It's very much live.
Don't worry, G's going to solve it.
We have people laughing at us there.
So Visual Studio is in the name, Visual Studio Team Services.
Yes.
So as a game developer, do I have to be using Visual Studio then?
No, you do not.
Okay.
We fully work great with Visual Studio, but if you're building your game in some other way, that's awesome. You can still, we support Git. That's kind of the foundation. You can get the source code of your game or any app you're building into our product, and it doesn't matter what tools you're using, what platform you're on. If the thing you're doing supports Git, then we know Git is everywhere.
Got it.
You've got the source up there, and then we have our build agents, right? We got the Mac, Windows, and Linux, so we don't lock you in to say that, hey, it's only for the Windows one. So it's pretty cool. So we really try not to lock people in. Visual Studio is part of the brand. It's just history, history under the bus. But Team Services, just think of it as your any platform, any app, any language. We truly mean it. And if we find things that aren't working, we're listening, right? So we're ready to adapt.
So I can be today developing my game on a Mac. Maybe I'm developing an iOS game, or maybe I'm developing a Mac game, or maybe I'm an Xbox game. Anywhere. I'm building these games. Using maybe something like Unity or maybe Monogame or maybe just using Apple's core APIs. So you're saying it doesn't matter how I'm building it. I can just get my source code. It doesn't. Because does it have to live in VSTS? Do I have to do everything, or can it just be one little thing?
Yeah. So let's break that apart a little bit, right? So we have these capabilities, and you can think them as silos, or you can think of them as integrated. It's up to you as a developer how you want to take advantage of them. So if, let's say, you just want to use our source control, maybe you're like one or a couple of people, and you're like, oh wow, free Git repos, unlimited Git repos. That's awesome.
You're using OneDrive today for your Git history.
Don't do that.
Maybe not the best idea, but you want to move off your machine.
Stop zipping your code. That's what I'm going to say. So
you're
you just
emailing CS files around.
Nobody does
That's
that.
Ideal,
That's
right?
crazy talk.
Not much great. We're just live streaming here.
Yeah, thanks for walking through the
stream.
live stream, Larry. You want to wave at the camera, or are you going to stand there? So we've got, we've just got Git working for you, right? You can store your source code. You can do everything else. You can use other products for everything else that you want.
Yeah.
You can do your planning, let's say in Jira, if that's your thing.
Okay.
Or you can do it with issues on GitHub if that's your thing. Or you can say, hey, we really like your build service, and it does what it, we checked all the details, it works for our scenario. Let's say Monogame, that scenario works really well. But my source has to stay in GitHub because, hey, this is an open source game. That's not common, but let's say that's what you want to do, or maybe you already purchase private repos from GitHub.
Sure.
We can connect your source to our build from GitHub.
Oh, very cool.
So we have that built in. You don't have to do anything different. So you can think of it as a very open platform.
So I could be building my game today. Maybe I'm building an iOS app in Swift, right?
Yeah.
And my source code lives inside of GitHub.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, right now, I need to build this thing, I need to deploy it, so I can create a free account on Team Services, connect my Team Services to GitHub, pull down my Swift code, and then build it on our hosted Mac machine.
Yep.
And then that way I'm not building it on my machine.
Yes.
And at that point then, I at least can validate every time I push code, magically build it, package it up, and then even deploy it out back to my testers in a flurry. You said there's a marketplace.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of different integrations.
Yeah, lots of integrations, and you can even build your own. It's not like the marketplace is some special thing for special partners or relationships.
Yeah.
People can submit extensions and publish them out there as long as you follow our process. So that's really kind of open. And then we support custom tasks within our build agents as one example. So you can PowerShell the heck out of whatever you're trying to solve, or you can call an API. There's all sorts of very complex scenarios I've seen built put together over time. But again, the cool thing is you can decide, and you can just say, look, I like your planning tools, or I like your source, or I like your build, or your test, or your package management. Just use any one.
Yeah.
But if you use a couple of them, there's some real advantages. You can actually create some work items. You can then associate them with source code check-ins.
Oh, cool.
So you've got that association, especially if you're using Visual Studio. That makes it a lot of game developers build in Unity. They use VS, so I'm not talking about some theoretical model here, right? So you can actually see that history. So you'll be able to say, hey, did I fix that bug? Oh yeah, I did. Oh, does the work item? Oh, I didn't close the work item. Or the other way around. Oh, let me make sure that these work items by my friend who's helping me build the game got committed, and when they do, it triggered my CI build, and that works, so at least the test passed, or at least the code compiles, whatever your bar of quality is. So there's really cool stuff you can do.
Nice.
And I want to walk you for a little bit through some of the product features. I'm not going to have time to show everything, but I just want to kind of start there. So if you go to visualstudio.com, there's a team services site. If you just Google VSTS, team services, you'll find this. Click on get started for free, you're good to go. So that's my 2-second pitch. But here's my actual project. Now this is not a game, but this is a demonstration of capability of the product.
Got it.
It's agnostic of what the code is. You can build anything. I just have a really cool demo solution here to show you.
And also I want to make a point really quick that often, like when I was building games for the Xbox 360, I was building more than just the game. I was building my promotional website. We had back-end services. We had, all sorts of different. We had maybe a Java app and a C# app and C++ code. So I had code everywhere.
Yeah. So
I can build all of that.
Yes.
Inside of it.
We team services supports Python, supports Go, supports Node, supports .NET,
Got it.
C++. Really, we really truly want you to bring your language and your framework and your decision of tools to us, and we should work. And if we don't, we're listening to make that experience better. Folks can reach out to me, we can talk. So in this demo,
so what am I seeing here? Yeah.
So this is my initial view. This is how I've configured that when I log in as a team member, I can see a bunch of information. This is a markdown file that we're rendering for you.
Okay.
So it's living inside of my Git repo, and I have a bunch of information that anybody who's new to my team can go to this markdown file and get some basic information about the project. And I also, to my right, already see a bunch of activity reports that this thing is telling me about, hey, how are the builds doing? If I had deployments, how are those doing? How many commits are happening? So there's lots of contextual information that you don't need to use by all means, but if you're really building an app, especially across multiple people, this stuff becomes useful.
Got it.
Throwing the readmes in there. But let's take a look.
Yeah, it's nice. I can see everything at just a glance. Like, things are no longer deploying. That's bad. Yeah, or the build is broken.
It's the usual. Like when I go on vacation, I check out my services. Like I'm a bit neurotic, right? And if my team members are going in there, I can come in here. I could be using just my iPad. I can just log in and see the status of builds. I don't have to have Visual Studio or some other tool on my machine. The web UI is really powerful.
And I see up top kind of my high-level nav. I see code, work, Buildin Releases, stuff that we just talked about, and a wiki too. So if I have an internal wiki for my project.
Yep, we'll talk about that at the end there. So let's start with the notion of you can have many team projects. So you can organize yourself to a team project building game X, and then a team project building game Y. And you can have different people with different permissions, and all that stuff works. So it's really secure. And then we can set up these dashboards, and you can configure, it used to be you can configure only one dashboard. Now we give you as many as you want. So this is my default dashboard, where you can really go crazy. You can have markdown files being rendered. You can have a real-time widget that interacts with your tasks. So if I click on tasks, I can see my actual tasks. It knows up here who I am right in the top right.
Yep.
So it knows that's it, and if I unclick it, it can give me a different view, but then I can really drill down. I use pre-configured items, and a lot of these widgets are configurable, so you can make it your own. But I can see the work that I have assigned to me that's unfinished, the open bugs, so I can really get a sense of what volume of stuff is happening in there. And again, having the ability to do Markdown or HTML widgets that are customized.
Put it in there.
Yeah, lets you embed almost
anything.
Yeah, host any kind of content, links relevant to your team, whatever's clever. We have report-style widgets, so you can see exactly what's happening. And when you click on it, it takes you into the query that generated that. So we have all these awesome query capabilities to...
Jumps really nicely into what I'm working on. The context remains.
Yeah, this isn't static. Let's go back to the dashboard here. This is not a static dashboard. Everything here is actually connected to what's going on. We got our releases. As you can see, it's a demo. The releases weren't really deployed correctly, but that sometimes is the reality. Sometimes they're not deployed correctly. You can see it, so it's really cool. You can kind of get a sense of it. And we support real Agile concepts. You don't have to use them. Like the way I work in here by myself, I have tasks and bugs assigned to the one person in there, which is me. That's cool. But if I had a team and they were burning down a bunch of work, and I wanted to see how are we doing, right? Are we going to reach our 0 bug count or whatever? You can set that up in here. You can set your sprint durations. You can watch their burn down rates as you get closer to the end date of the duration. You can go really complex, or you can be like, hey, tasks and bugs, and I'm good to go.
And how I work is, I just have a bunch of stuff assigned to me. I'm gonna get done at some point, but it's still really important for me to know that I need and prioritize, this is a blocker, for instance, I think it's what's really important, where I do a lot of stuff on GitHub, it's just issue, I'm tagging, I'm doing this stuff, and it's all made up. I don't really have a priority 0, which is I need to do this right now.
Yeah.
So I can see that if I do all this. And
yeah, I'm going to show you.
Customize it though too, correct?
Yeah. There's lots. So this dashboard is fully customizable. You hit edit.
Oh, cool.
You've got widgets on the right you can choose from. You have some generic ones like Markdown or HTML, but you have the ones that are pre-built. You can get more widgets from the extension gallery.
Oh, cool.
We have gone as far as like our Windows team builds Windows on top of VSTS, and they have built custom widgets to do some reporting stuff that's super magical for their super complex product that nobody else really needs. And they've built those widgets, they published them to their own team, and now they have a dashboard that is only available to them.
Oh, cool.
So this is very, very customizable.
Nice.
Again, Minecraft does stuff on here. They use it to build this game their game as well. So you can have multiple dashboards. That's all really cool. But let's take a look at the work. So when you go to work and you go to backlogs specifically, this is my backlog, right? I have sprints on the left. I can be as fancy as Epic and features, or again, I can be just down at the backlog, the task bug level. I can see everything that's already in the queue. I can see that you can tag stuff, so you can actually tag things. You can assign them to like iteration paths, so you can get really fancy with organizing your work.
If you need to.
If you need to, or you can ignore the whole right side and just your tasks and your bugs. But you can have like weights to them, you can have states to them, you can assign them to people. You can have bugs reference tasks and tasks reference up to features and epics, so you can really set that up if you wanted to.
Can I get like a board with like lanes and that's how I like to drag and drop stuff, right?
This is how I work because I'm just a team of one, right? So I love my backboard, but we have teams. I see this all the time when I walk around the campus, the Kanban. I literally walk around Microsoft campus, running to some meeting, and I'm walking by some team with a giant screen, touch screens often, and they're moving their Kanban assignments around. So if I said to myself, hey, this is new, but now this is ready to go to develop stage, that's all you have to do. It saves, it's magical like that. Nice. You can set this thing to be real time, one of these options up here. So as your team, if let's say you're just all sitting around the table and people are moving stuff around, this will reflect in real time, change the state. And you can actually see how much work you have in each one to the maximum. So if you say to yourself, look, we really shouldn't be working on more than kind of 5 things at a time in the develop phase. We can have this thing go red and show you that, hey, you're overloaded, people are putting too much work from you to start.
When I worked on larger teams, it was you could not have more tasks in progress than the number of members on your team. If I had 5 team members, we're all working on one thing, Sally's not grabbing 5 tasks, and I mean, she's probably crushing it, but maybe John wants to come over too, so we want to make sure that anyone can work on the backlog and new, but only one thing at a time. So that's kind of nice. You can kind of add some custom restrictions if you want to.
Yeah, you can do all of that, and this will show it to you in real time.
Cool.
So it's really cool that you can do all of that, and again, you can go straight to the backlog if the board is not for you. This is going to be crazy to say, but you can even open this up in Excel.
Oh, cool.
And you can manage it as an extension for Excel. You can change your work items, you can do all the Excel magic to your large backlog, and then commit all that from Excel client back into VSTS, so that your manager using the web browser can see it.
Do you love Excel? This is the product for you.
I'm not necessarily going to say Excel for everything.
Every day. So.
But it's a real product that really does solve problems.
It's
so
magical,
we have integration there. Yeah, so it's all really cool.
All right, so I got all my work, and then what's
So I'm going to tell you one more thing about work.
Okay.
Let's say you're like web UI. That's not for me. I'm a command line person.
Yeah.
We have a CLI for VSTS.
Oh, cool.
It runs on Mac, on Linux, on Windows, and it has tasks, and Agile basically is built into it.
Oh, cool.
So you can see tasks assigned to you or bugs assigned to you from command line.
Oh, that's nice.
Like even that works. I mean, I'd love to demo everything. We'd run out of time.
Yeah.
This product, I can spend a month demoing it. It has so much features.
There's a lot in here,
People show me stuff from this product all the time, like, we do that? I'm like, that's awesome. I had no clue. So that's pretty cool. And for context, I helped launch the product. So that's how bad it is. We've grown so much since then that can't keep up with it all. So let's talk about one more thing, which is the Buildin Releases. And I'm going to switch to a different instance where I'm actually have games in there.
Oh, cool.
So I'm going to switch to a different instance of VSTS, different project, team collection. And in there, I have 3 Git repos, one for my backend services. So
one project, multiple Git repos.
Yes.
Oh, that's
now,
cool.
this was a decision I made. It could have been all one Git repo, but this is how I decided to stage it in my team, for my team. So my Azure Functions app, which is a serverless app that's built using Node, that is deployable and actually is running. There's a version of it running in Azure right now for demos.
Yep.
It's a leaderboard, and it's a real leaderboard, and I have a Git repo just for that.
Cool.
But I also have Toy Nightmare, which is a Unity game. Okay. That Unity game is built using Unity and Visual Studio, It supports Android, it supports Windows Native and UWP as the 3 clients kind of in the demo scenario. You can add iOS to that, you can go crazy, right? But those are the 3 it supports, and it uses the functions backend. So we have that working as a demo. We're going to do a session at GDC on Thursday. We have a whole talk about it. But I wanted to show that these are real games. So let's switch to the Unity one because I want to show that this is a real Unity project. We have markdown files in here. This is my code. It's called Toy Nightmare, and it's based on a public sample. And then when I click on source, we've got all the folders you would expect as a Unity developer. And if you click on assets and you click on scripts, and you're like me, you care about, let's say, the C# part of it, and you click on UI, and you're like, okay, so find friends, item, render. We have these code visualizers right here that work for many languages. We can visualize Node, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Python, and of course .NET and C#. So I can look at my code, I can actually edit my code, I can rename the file, I can do stuff right here without leaving, like, I had a bug one time that I realized what the bug was, I'm like, oh, I can't believe I did that. It was something really stupid. It was like 1 line of code change, and I was on vacation. And I went into VSTS and I changed that line, and it triggered CI/CD out to production. Don't do that most of the time. But in my case, I'm one guy, I don't have much of a choice. I said, okay, you know what, this is a bad bug, it's actually breaking people. And I fixed it using an iPad.
Oh, very cool.
Because you can do it right here. Because you can do it right here.
You have history, you can compare.
You can hit edit, you can do it here, and then you can have history, exactly. So this is Git, so you can see where this came in, who the author was that did it. We visualize your history for your Git repo.
Because even though you're editing in the browser, you're still actually making a Git commit.
You're still making Git commit.
So you have to do a commit history, you got to do a name, you got to do everything.
It is tooling around Git, and it's all standard Git. It doesn't care which tool. So me and Brian were working on this thing. We have visualization of all the check-ins. We can see exactly what was committed to a particular commit, which files were changed, what lines were changed. We have side-by-side diffs in the web. So lots of cool capability for developers. Very powerful. Nice. In most cases, especially for C# projects, you can even find all references. So you can actually say, hey, where is this code being used inside of my project, again, without having to have a tool installed.
That's nice.
And this thing builds in the cloud. So if I go to builds, I'll show you which builds we have configured that are actually working. So sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself slightly. So this particular one is a Unity game, right?
Okay, yeah.
So let's go back to the Unity game. And the one thing about the Unity game is that to build a Unity game, we have to use Unity Cloud build capability.
Yeah.
So Unity offers their own. So here's my project, my Toy Nightmare project in Unity Cloud build. And over SSH, we're connecting to our Git repo. And it's CI/CD, like it's the full pipeline. I changed my code for Toy Nightmare, commit my Git changes in VSTS, and within 8 minutes, I've tested it, they're usually 5 to 8 minutes. This will pick it up and do a build. And so if you go to Cloud Build and you look at history, you can actually see my Cloud builds executing.
Oh, nice.
And it's generating both the Windows 64 and 32-bit clients of the game that I'm making sure that they can compile. I can download them, I can run them, and it's connecting us between VSTS and Unity Cloud build, and it just works.
Because you can use any type of provider, you can use any backend, you can do anything, you're very flexible.
Yeah, exactly.
But what if you're not building a Unity game, you're building a mono game perhaps?
So that's where I was jumping ahead of myself. I always mess up that demo, I don't know why. I guess I get excited about our build. So again, for our build, we do have Windows, Mac, and Linux build agents. So you can build cloud-hosted agents.
What if I already have my machine under my desk?
Or you can install our agent on your machine, and you can trigger the builds on your machine under your desk, or in our cloud, or in somebody else's cloud.
Got it.
And you can totally configure that custom. But in this case, we have builds for the mono game, because mono game is all .NET and Xamarin Bits and other stuff in there over time. So we support those builds. So when you look at this, we have our x86. Here's a recent build that was successful. The moment code was checked in, I'll show you how this build is defined. So it's really simple. This was the template that we use for Windows apps. It's basically a Windows app at the end of the day for the x86 version. So this takes the repo commit, it triggers on it. So we have a trigger configured to say enable a continuous integration. So this
every time I push code.
Every time you push code, this will trigger. We could have turned that off and manually pushed it, no problem, whatever you want to do. And we're using our build agent here, so those are the different kind of agents we have. So I'm using the Windows VS 2017 agent for this particular one, and I'm choosing my solution. and then it's going to do a new Git restore, and then it's going to build my package, and again, it stands up this clean agent, clean Windows agent every single time.
So brand new fresh machine.
Yeah, brand new fresh machine, so it has to do a new Git restore because it never had your source. It does a Git pull, then it does a new Git restore, then it builds the bits, and then it copies them, and then it creates artifacts out of it. So what you can actually do when the build is finished for your mono game is you can go to artifacts folder, and you can see here, we'll explore what was created. So every single build can be associated to bits that you can download. And you can store these for a small duration or for as long as you want. We don't care, it's up to you. So you can look back at the bits that you built a year ago, download them, make sure that hey, the thing you thought was there or wasn't there, and then you can say, what source was I using, right?
At that time.
And
what commit was this based off of?
Yeah, what
and that's
commit,
important for traceability.
what source, who was working on it. If you want it to be that advanced, we support you. Or you could just be using this for builds. You can be, again, your source could be a GitHub, you could be using planning somewhere else, it all just kind of magically works. So we've got our own build agents for this, we have our own build agents for all the back-end stuff that you can possibly want to do. So if you want to build Node or Python, well, you don't really build Node or Python, but if you want to package it up, run some tests against it, do whatever optimizations, bundle the JavaScript, like we can run all of that for you. We have one example of that under our builds here. So we've got the backend Node build.
Oh, sure.
So I'm going to go in and say, so this is a build that's been up and down in terms of it working, but hey, that's what you want to see. You actually want to get a sense of it. And this is a really, really simplistic example, but we have examples much more complicated where you can be running a bunch of steps, you can be running NPM commands of your choice against it, you can be archiving it in a particular way, you can be pushing it out. If you decide that that build needs to then trigger a release to our release to the cloud of your choice.
What if I need to add a task or I'm doing command line stuff? Like what does it mean to build this stuff?
Yeah, so we have
you hit an add there.
Yeah, okay. I hit an add there. Sorry, I'm quick with the keyboard. So clicking the add opens up our tasks, and we have a marketplace, so people can publish additional tasks to it. There you go, the internet at a conference is an internet at a conference. So my apologies there, but we have a bunch of tasks built in, so we have App Center integration, we have Azure integration built into it, we have Key Vault, we have all these things that if you're a Microsoft developer, you know what I'm talking about, but then we have things like Bower built right into it. We have command lines.
So if you have a command line script, you can run it.
You can run your command line script.
I got it, okay. That's important to me because often my builds get real crazy on my machines. I'm doing tons of F# scripts and other scripts and all this stuff that I need, but I can do it.
Yes, you can run PowerShell, you can run command line.
Cool.
You can copy your files somewhere over SSH. We have FTP in here, we have Docker, you have Kubernetes support. Your build can be super, super flexible. And by all means, I can spend a week just demoing the build stuff. We have lots of capabilities there.
Do you have any of the release stuff to show us, or like when we get it out there?
Yeah, we have release. I don't have anything configured for release, but we do have a full release product as part of it. Again, that's a whole separate demo. We have videos up on Channel 9 for a lot of this stuff. We'll definitely can link it in the show description, give you some more things to take a look at. But yeah, we support it all. Again, we have testing, manual testing that you can do. We have load testing that you can do. We have wikis that you can create up here associated with just your team. All under the envelope of security, all under the envelope to say that your game is your property, something you secure, something we monitor. You don't have to have your own build infrastructure in theory, or you can. You can do all the planning there and know that it's behind MSA login and or Active Directory.
Very cool.
All very secure.
So everything that you need from an idea to source code to building to work to deployment to everything is in there, and everyone gets started for free. You said up to 5 team members, free.
Completely free.
Boom. Everything you need. Dimitri, thank you so much
for
showing us all this goodness.
Yeah.
So go off, get your source code in there, tie everything in, whether you're using VSTS for 1 or 2 or all of it. It's really all the tools you need. Awesome.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, and stay tuned for more live here at GDC.